Hey, welcome into this business loan broker training. My name is Michael. Happy to have you here. In this video, I'll get into some strategies you can use online as well as offline on foot as a business loan broker, and also sharing with you what to do instead of being a business loan broker and something better that gives out 80% commissions on all products and has 80% residual products as well. Before I get into things though, if this is your first time watching me, I'm a funding expert. I know my stuff very well. I'm very introverted, the analytical cerebral type. I don't talk much, I'm a doer, I'm an action taker. You don't have to tell me or tell me once, I'm the type that gets it done. I review a lot of bank statements, tax returns, P&Ls, so much more. Credit reports, the list goes on and on. If you've seen my past content, I normally don't wear what you see me wearing right now. I actually have one of my beanies here. I'm supposed to go out for a walk and a jog. It just started raining and pouring pretty heavily. It stopped, pretty windy out, getting darker, had a few things come up. So I'm gonna do some exercising here at home. So I have my black sweater, I have my Under Armour right underneath right here, my shorts of course, and my socks. So usually I'm in my other attire, my button up, black or red or blue. But I think it's very important that you understand why I got on here to give you this message. For one, what is a business loan broker? In simple terms, it's just matching up a merchant or a person, a business owner, to a lender. You have your pool of lenders, direct and indirect. You have brokerages, super brokers, and you're the mediary, the middleman or middlewoman in between the person and the lender or organization. And you'll learn how to find the best lender for them. You already want to have them, so by the time the person comes to you, you're just not out there searching for another lender or a new lender. You have everything that you need, so you're very energy and time efficient. Why a lot of people don't know about this space, or they do, but they just don't completely get it yet, is because most people think of a traditional 9 to 5 or working in the bank, and that's the only way to get a business loan. But there are private lenders. On the real estate side, on the working capital growth and expansion, you have startups, non-startups, creative credit-backed funding, cash flow-backed, collateral. These are the 3 C's of funding that you'll learn about if you haven't already. Liquidity, equity on its own, or these can be factored into these as well. And I've released quite a bit of content on business loan broker training. I'll leave some of that down below in the description. But I don't even recommend becoming a business loan broker. It's one thing to go out there online and market. Are you doing it efficiently and effectively? How about on foot? Maybe you're giving them drop cards, you're cold calling, cold emailing. And that's how your setup is. That's what your process, your systems and automations to an extent is all around. So what you're training yourself to become is almost this glorified salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. I come from an academic background. I studied a bit of sociology, played Division I soccer, and then I got into chemical engineering. Did that for a little bit. I wanted to start a business, so I got into the business side of things. Got my degree through that. I've worked in construction, manufacturing, warehousing. I was a ramp agent. Later on, I got into financial logistics with a huge contracting company servicing HP and Peace Health and others in the vicinity. The company ended up relieving 50 plus people. Unfortunately, I was one of them. I had to go back on unemployment benefits and food stamp cards some time ago in my younger 20s. So I know how hard it is. If you're a real estate agent or thinking about becoming one, a mortgage broker, a mortgage loan originator, a lender, or if you have none of that background but you want to get into it, or you come from a completely different field, you are in trucking, construction, in the restaurant space, as a 9 to 5, and even as a business owner, I have people wanting to join with me. It doesn't matter what your background is. You don't have to have any experience, website building experience, tech experience, none of that to even make it work online. So a bit about the training part again. Yes, you can use strategies like Facebook, Instagram, a blog, a website, these landing pages or funnels, YouTube. And I can go more into the actual tactics of these different platforms. There's so much to cover that I can't get it all in one video. I'll give you more in time and I'll leave more in the description. But what I recommend is not even becoming a business loan broker entirely and only focusing on that. Or just an affiliate or whatever you're doing. What I recommend instead is coupling it in with the system that I've already created. I created this system as an attachment. Think about it like a tripod. It's the leg extensions. You will need these because in the business loan brokering space, it can be very, very volatile. The logistics of funding, a lot. It can be overwhelming. The people you work with, they might all get disqualified. They might have had a past default with the past default judgment in place. They might have just recently declared bankruptcy, personal and or business. They're late on their mortgage by however many payments. They're unaware. Their credit. They got declined at final underwriting. They're unpredictable by nature as a human. That's what you have going against you. And I worked on personal development, by the way, for a long time. And as a digital entrepreneur who runs other businesses too, I look at character. Personal values, vision, and mission matters to me immensely before a business. And what I see is a lot of people say and don't do. They don't give feedback. They're already in the process. Oh, they forgot to submit something. They never submitted it. They didn't get back to you quick enough. They went completely cold. And this is me after even knowing the people as people. And then in business, taking a chance on them. They're asking, can they take a chance on me? You don't have to worry about that. I'm very loyal. I'm very trustworthy. Integrity galore. My family will tell you I'm very humble. I'm very nice. I'm a Libra if that says anything. So there are all these things that don't align with the client. Even if they're already going through the process, they might get declined. They didn't get what they wanted. They didn't want the offer. The terms, the rates, the fees. There's always something, whether they're right or not. And then you can shape their beliefs. So instead of just being solely a broker going through all these problems, and guess what? You're starting off at zero every single month, helping them process a loan that's not even residual. Sure, you might have earned 3,000, maybe 100, 300, 5,000, 7,000, perhaps on one or multiple together. But you still start off at zero every single month. Let that sink in. You're going to go out there and find these people that I just mentioned. Not all are the same, but the majority, if you're not working with the right demographics and psychographics, and even entrepreneurs, you are going to be spinning your wheels. They never commit, they do, they get declined, or they commit but not enough, they change their mind. The feedback from the support, all of this. Energy and time, is it worth it? Every now and then you'll probably get someone, or you are on it, great. And then you have to form the relationships. You have to form the banking relationships, the accounting relationship, the bookkeepers, the real estate investors, that they can also help you by sending their clients. And then you could give them a portion, if so. That's how you guys work it out. I have that. The personal and business brand that I built online on foot, I got that. People know me in my community and around. I'm always thankful and grateful. But if you're going to present to somebody alone, and again, you have to do it the next month, no matter what your pipeline looks like. You don't have to tell me that your pipeline looks like you have 100 people. Out of those 100 people, how many actually will, one, apply, but then two, follow through and then get approved and then take the offer? One, two, maybe a little bit more, maybe none take it or none go through. That's not dependable, even if they said something and it doesn't work. What are you going to do? Even lines of credit, yeah, when they do a withdrawal, it can be a residual, but how much? It's not enough. Little. Merchant processing, credit card processing, it's more helpful. I think that's a better way, but I still wouldn't focus on that for volume and other things you're doing on the activity end. That's the payment processing. How about the healthcare? There's healthcare stuff. That is helpful, but is it something you have an interest that can turn into a passion or already a passion? Can you see yourself waking up to that every single day? How about the pharmacy RX program and some of these other ones? What about credit repair? Now we're getting a little bit better. So what I would focus on if you ask me in this market, because a lot of people end up just taking a merchant cash advance, and these are based off people's future receivables and their higher factor rates, not amortized as a traditional loan, so it's not an interest rate based. You can convert into an APR, but they're high and expensive. And if the person doesn't use it correctly to double, triple, quadruple their money, they're just using it to mitigate certain expenses and their cash flow is going to be depleted, or they make enough, but it's not stable enough over time to get enough ROI. They can't get a bank loan, an SBA loan, an equipment loan, or they choose against getting those because it takes time. I'd feel better than helping these people restructure their merchant cash advances. That's the way to go. An MCA debt restructure. Combine that with credit repair. Those are the two sole focus. Not even a consolidation loan. Not many can get it because of their existing cash flow and for other reasons. I would focus on restructuring these people's merchant cash advances. Revenue. They're generating revenue. They get a lump sum of revenue in their business, not the credit cards type. That and credit repair, because it can be residual for the MCAs that restructure over time, over the amount that they're paying. The credit repair, you're with the right company, they can give you residual over the time that they're on. Not always one time, it's great, but a lot of the times even better, getting like maybe 40 every single time, every month or so, every time that billing period. That's what I would focus on. I feel more relieved doing that. Giving somebody a high factor rate. If they really need it, great. I still help people with that. But it's not what I want to present. And I'm not spending my time on the phone with people because I built out my processes, my system, and the right amount of automation. I built out my ecosystem. I built out what I can share with people back in return through email, PDF, and I get to know people. They get to know me even before they get in contact. So instead, what I would do is focus on what's called the affiliate marketing model. This is promoting other people's products and services, and I do this because of the lighting, in exchange for a percentage. You could say the word commission, although I don't like using that for some reason. Even the word sales, I'm not that person. I'm not that. Even if it's used in the right context, I'm just not used to saying those words. It just almost seems tacky to me to use that. But I'd focus on that, promoting other people's products and services. You're already helping promote the lender and even bridging them over. Business loan brokering, you might have your own contracts or your own application, processing fees, success fees, and little obligations you have, but I wouldn't even go to that extent. You could work your way up there in time. But what I would do is partner up with the brokerage who already houses these lenders, in at least the beginning, until you get more access to them later, until you start seeing build. If you can do that too, that's another question. But I built out a system where you can join. One, there's a platform you can join for free to get training on funding as being an agent. And then if you bring in your own agents and they get a client funded and you're on where you need to be on, that can be like 15, 20, 30, or 50% or so. So that's one way to do it. So it helps you out when you can build your team. Instead of just only you, client. It's like going to be a real estate agent and having to do a home how many homes you have to do in a year. That residual, you still start off at zero. No matter how predictable and how much of a pattern you already have, I wouldn't want to do that, to be honest with you. And it also doesn't fit my personality as that introvert. I'm very operator mind, create systems, and I like doing a lot of math, so that's why I've done this stuff. And so instead, focus on building your team of agents, being your stronghold, whether they get a client funded or not. You can't get a client funded, they can't get a client funded. What are you going to do? You get a client funded, you're on a hot streak. Are your agents? Maybe, maybe not. Are they and you're not? I wouldn't even focus on this. What I would do instead is focus on what I built, and I'll leave more information down below. Since I'm on here, I can't really get into the share screen on all this, but you'll see more about it down below. And it's called the viral funding funnel that I created, and it has more products. So you can join this platform to help people get funding and have it automated. You don't have to look at the bank statements and do all that. And after that, there's a platform that gives out 80% commissions on all products. And it's an all-in-one business where you can learn about how to build a business online. You get a page building tool where I'm going to give you all these videos, pages, templates, scripts, and all these pages you can put in here that they have on this platform. I'll give them over to you. And then there's another product you can learn about free and paid traffic training, masterminds, coaching, calls, all of this stuff. And then they also have financial literacy, personal transformation, and morning routine, personal development. 2 amazing co-founders. The community is amazing. By far one of the best, if not the best. And help people starting a business, as well as people that already have one continue to. And you can also share some of their products with the clients who need funding if they needed that. And for other people too. So you're just not looking at it from, you're only getting clients starting from zero again. Even if it's not a zero, it's like the amount of work you got to do that, the way you got to do it. So instead I built a system where there's different products that is on another platform that I have already set it up on. And you can promote those products feeling a lot better about it, and it's more predictable. So 80% off of a $25 membership product, that's $20 to you. If somebody comes in, you own the product. Now, if you have the other product, which is for the masterminds and everything you get that you won't get anywhere else of high quality, that's another membership base. That's at $125 a month. So when somebody comes in, because you have the $125 month membership, that is then $120 to you as long as they stay on, and most people will stay on. So 120 by 10, that's $1,200. You're already at those goals instead of having to start off with zero every single month and rely on Mr. Unpredictable or Mrs. Unpredictable who said they would do something and they never did. You don't have to be the one cold calling people. You don't have to be on phone calls with people. Instead, build yourself an affiliate marketing business that is predictable, and you would just focus then on bringing the traffic, the people, the fuel into this high converting system that I put together, and then the platform that you're going to be getting on where I put it and how they are able to email your clients and do a lot more, your agents and the people who come underneath you to help. That's the way you want to do this, and have more of a safety blanket instead of, again, just relying on that model, because I've been through it. I still go through it. My focus is on my clients as well as I have my residuals. And I'm telling you, what's better? The residuals. Even if I get a client funded at this amount, I'm still good here. Quite a bit. And even if a month passes, I know predictably what's coming in. And if one person left, which most people stay, then I know how to replace that because I've been doing the activities to get people in to the system. So cloning it, I'm going to give you guys that opportunity to do that. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, down below in the description, there will be more information for you to check out. I can only go so much over it in a video. Down below, you guys can learn more information, and I'll be able to give you that there. So I'm scrolling up here to see some of the comments, and then I will close up. Give me 1 second. Licensed in what exactly? And by the way, this is on live, and later on it'll likely be the replay if you're watching it on YouTube. For those of you who have been commenting, I don't always pause just to answer. I was going on because I know I'm going to put this replay up somewhere else, so I don't want to pause for those who will be watching this later on the replay. But I'm a business loan broker expert, business funding expert, as well as pre-underwriter/underwriter. And I help people get funding, and I connect them with the best lenders, organizations, the best opportunity for them. And I'm going over kind of some of the training and if people wanted to join and what I would do as an opposite. If you still wanted to be in the space to a degree, but I just combined it with the system that I created and this other platform that gives out 80% commissions on all products and residuals, that's what I would be focused on. And then understanding once this is built, driving the traffic. Where most people screw up and they don't go further is because they're not doing the activities every single day to get the people in. And that's not hard to do. It's all in the email marketing, and you guys will be showing all that. I have all the done for you stuff that is high converting and it works. I do know there's a chat. I'm an outside of the box thinker. I've had a lot of years online, so I knew you guys were commenting. Once you guys come to this side, it'll be very evident of why I did this the way that I did it. Other times I come on here and I'll address the comments. I already had in mind I'd be in here doing it live, and then also that I'll be doing a replay later, so I didn't want to interrupt the flow. You've come into the wrong person to ask me about inbound leads. Well, it depends on your strategy. Like, do you have an expectation from where? As in calling. That's what I meant by inbound. That's usually what most people's impression is. So I'm the right person to help with that, but most people, when they think inbound, they're trying to think, how do they get their phone call ringing? That's what I meant by it. I don't do that. I don't just pick up the phone. And that's great that you've done so much in the MCA commercial space and how much, yeah, you've done there. Great. But why now? Is there something that changed in your strategy that you need inbound leads? The market is drying up in what you're doing? Because if you've done that much, and that I mean being the volume you've done, not take home, I'm guessing. Oh, closing, yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I've done quite a bit myself too. But again, like I said, I don't rely on just my clients. I'd be a fool if I relied on clients only. And people, a lot of the times, they get into this space with the wrong impression. They think they can come in here and, okay, I'll bring somebody in and they're going to get approved right away. That doesn't work. And the amount of applications that somebody has to go through just to get one person approved, now it depends on your targeting. It could be much better, like I have been. But even then, no. You just cannot rely on the clients, guys. Even if you're not in the business loan broker space, you're a real estate agent. My younger brother is one still. He's realized things, though. And you cannot just rely on the client. And again, myself, I'm a digital entrepreneur, and so I look for systems that are more efficient. In this space, can it be? Yeah. Is it worth it? If you're doing it for the money and you're that person that's like only focused on the money, I'm not. I'm doing it as a passion, and I've been really good at it. I do my stuff very well, but I'm not focused on it. I'm focused on the individual and helping them improve their health, their relationships. What's their core vision and values and mission in life? And then how do I bridge them over when they need their funding? But most people on your guys' side, and you can even tell me that this is the truth, they're very transactional. A lot of you guys who you guys come across, they're very transactional people. They're usually 9-to-5 employees, or they are the owner. But when you hear them talk, all they do is talk. Why people always listen to me, I would tell you it's because I don't talk much. I listen and then I ask the right questions. And with me, people a lot will say, you're a fresh breath of air. Because I don't pressure them. I don't handle their situation like somebody else would. They want a real human. They want somebody who hasn't had that life of sales, of look at me in the boiler room. They want the person who's like them every single day. That's who I am. Just have my businesses now, but like you guys, I worked hard for all that I have. I went to school, I studied. Going to school and doing the educational thing was amazing. Like, a lot of people go to school but don't get out of their comfort zone to grow. Oh, I'm just going to go do PE, or I'm going to go take English, or cool, that's a strong suit. You know what you want. What's going to come out of it after you're done? I went hard, like on subjects that I wasn't even great at. Got into huge calculus. I got into huge statistics, descriptive, inferential statistics, chemical engineering. I got into it. I challenged. Took the micro, the macroeconomics, finance courses later on. I didn't just settle. I actually challenged myself. I challenged the professor. I took a summer class at one time and I aced it. And this was calculus 2 at the time. It didn't always come natural to me, but my head in the books. I was that kid in class where I'm going to destroy you. without saying a word. Very nice, but I was there to listen. If I had to ask a question, I'd ask it. Being introverted was kind of hard for me too, but the professor knew me. And I'd show up with my homework. I'd show up to the exam ready. No word. Sometimes speaking, yes, but I'd show up and I'd have my head down and I would work. The requirements for a gas station purchase. Oh, I've done quite a bit of this. I don't even want to go down this road anymore. The reason I say that, and I'm not saying you are this person, unless you prove me wrong, but I've had many people ask that question, and they never do anything. I had one the other day. He's trying to involve his dad in the purchase, and his dad was going to help finance his project, and what they currently had is another gas station. You might have one yourself. Got to know them and their business by various means. I'm not saying they're bad people, but characteristically, accountability, responsibility wise, shows me who they are. I got to see that. I got to really see their true colors. And the requirements to that, you're usually going to go through an SBA 7A acquisition. And without going, I don't want to spend, I'm going to end this in a little bit because I wanted to focus it on the business loan broker training. Not that I don't know it, because I know it, and I know it, and I know it, like the back of my freaking head. Because I've seen it. I've had to answer somebody's 30 freaking questions to no avail for them to even give me any feedback. What a person. Not considerate. It's always me. What can I get for me? Without anything of you putting yourself in the other person's shoes. I'm not saying you would do that, but that's what I see a lot. What makes me an entrepreneur, and a lot of people just business owners. And so, personal development in business is big. Mindset, routine, habits. Again, I'm going to go exercise in a little bit. I'm way over time. I got to get out of here in a second. But what you want to have are all the papers. Do you know what that business acquisition, what's their motivation to sell? Do you know what the buyers, are you the only buyer? Are there more involved? Multiple parties with you, with others that have put up a bid? Seller financing, is it involved? Does the owner have all the paperwork ready? Profit and loss statements, 3 years of personal and business tax returns. Will you be able to get a personal financial statement ready? Balance sheet, debt schedule. I need all that. So I'm not going to get into the exact process right now because, again, I don't want to take away from the video. And that I can go ahead and share with you more information. Okay, thank you for telling me that. So you'll be 100% of the owner. Have you contacted the buyer or the seller, excuse me? Do they know if they can do seller financing? And they can be involved the seller note. By the way, today, guys, I dealt with a bozo. I keep these things to myself. And I think they were very low on business IQ. It's okay. They've only been in business for so long. But they were just diverting the question I asked and they never answered it, which might show an inferior complex. But they might feel embarrassed because they don't have the plan that I'm asking them. Very nicely, I'm just asking things in a text. That's it. I'm that guy. I'm a nice person. Somebody else would have probably obliterated you. But I'm not going to do that. I have compassion, even for the weaker minded, because we all have to start somewhere and we have to realize we got to grow. You're not always going to be that. You're not who you are at this moment. If you want to improve to become better, not just in business, but as a person, there's always room. Okay. Is it profitable over the last 2 years? With gas stations, it can be tricky. And then you talk about gas lines, you talk about the area it's located. There's quite a bit. Environmental. It's a little bit more involved to get a gas station financed. But when it's done, it's the best feeling for you guys. Out of all laundromat, cleaning businesses, gas stations, restaurant acquisitions, the gas station one, especially if you have a truck stopping area for diesel, You guys are in the green right there. Just quick pro tip right there. And then you can expand on that. If you have a mechanic shop for those who need diesel, like truckers, and you can expand into a cleaning facility. Like there's so much you can do. But I'll give you at least 30 more seconds and then I will get going. But again, this video again on the business loan broker training aspect of it, don't just focus on your clients. I'm not dumb. I was called to serve those people who, I've been there, I still get clients funding, but I know very well the person coming into this industry. Whether they are average or not, have a head start or not, at one point, the dopamine's going to fade away from just, let me help a client every single month. And what are you doing to get those clients? And now you got to start off at zero again. Is that the person you really want to be? Like these people will tell you, they called 5 people. The way they're doing so well is because they called 5 people and sent people. Is that what your life is going to be? Maybe you have a telemarketing center. But even then, think about overhead and all this other stuff. Is that who you really want to be? Or do you want to be an affiliate partner that once you have your system and what I've created on top of the attachment of the platform, feel free to help clients get funding. You don't have to focus on that though. But now there's a platform that gives out 80% commissions on all products, and what you're promoting and helping people with, I'd get behind that any day. I built this off of Go High Level, ClickFunnels, and now off the HBAs, another platform you'll learn about. An amazing platform. There's nothing like this online, and I've created a movement for many years now, and maybe you'll be the next one. Maybe one day you'll think to yourself, this guy was actually telling the truth. I know I am. You guys go find a YouTube video online besides this one that you'll see later on, or now, and they're going to try to get you into a course. I heard the other day this guy who created a course like $30,000. But I can give it to you for $15,000. You guys are sick. And these are the things that being cerebral, others don't see. Being in it long enough, what others don't see. Others charging you $2,500 for something that is what? Nothing? Just something on paper that you didn't have to, and I'm doing better than the majority of them. Majority don't make it to, because again, declines, the logistics, junior, senior underwriting, maybe it skips from junior to senior underwriting depending on the file. This comes back like this today, this comes back like that. Bozos at times who don't understand that their decision is the wrong one, and I'm doing what's best for them, not for me, but they can't see it themselves after everything that I've done. Your energy and time, you ask yourself, is it even worth it? That's why I combined the system and put it the way that it is with my expertise and my background. That's it for now. Guys, appreciate you all. Take care and talk on the next one.